assessment on 31st of December?
You're talking about final assessment.
Yeah, 31st December, end of year. Okay.
You can take it on 3rd of December.
How would we have no class on 31st of December? Is it good with everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be in party mode.
Yes, I know. That's why I was thinking 31st. So no class will be there on 31st. That was agenda number 1. Second agenda is I also have one more training starting from 3rd of January and it ends at exactly 2 p.m. And this batch starts exactly at 2 p.m. So I do not have any kind of breather. So I just wanted to understand if we start this at 2:30 for at least 2 weeks, is that okay with everyone or is it going to be conflict with your schedules?
No, it will be okay.
It is okay.
It's okay, Ishani. No
Okay
problem.
for us.
Okay. For
Ishani, Ishani, it won't be okay for me. Naveen here.
Naveen, it won't be okay. How about
Every Tuesday, I have a meeting between 2 to 3 with clients.
Tuesday we have, as it is on Tuesday, we have 3 o'clock.
3 to 4. Tuesday.
Tuesday 3 to 3. Then for the rest of the day, will be fine.
It's fine, right? Because Tuesday as it is, it's at 3 to 4. Only for Monday to Friday, except for Tuesdays, I wanted to shift it to 2:30 because otherwise I don't get any breathers. I'm going to start from 9. So back to back, unnecessary, you will also be delayed for no reason. So 2:30 from 3rd to 17th is what I require. All right?
No problem.
All right.
right,
Thank
no
you so
problem.
much. Thank you. 13th is back. 3rd of January. Yes. Yes. All right. I think it's from 3rd to 13th I require. Right, Eklavya? So not 17th. I don't know why 17th isn't going in my head.
Yeah.
But 5 days, 13th. Yeah, till 13th. 3 to 13. That's it. And then we'll be on regular schedule again.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. So, Eklavya, let's send an email from our side with these 2 things.
Sure, Ishani, we'll do that.
All right. Thank you. Let's start off.
Ishani, can we discuss yesterday's assessment?
Yesterday's assessment. Yes. How about I give you some work to do and then do it? Because I'll tell you why I'm asking that. Is I don't have direct access to the email through which I create the assessment. So I'll have to call one of my team members, then they will give me an access. So it's a wastage of your time. So in between, when I give you some work, that time I'll log in. And once I've logged in, then I can discuss easily.
Sure, Ishani. No worries.
Ishani, I also have one question. So
Yes,
basically,
please.
I was I'm at home yesterday, so I didn't attend the class. So if I want to give the assessment now, can I give it? Because I missed it yesterday.
I will have to, like, once I open it, I'll activate it once again and then you can give. I'll give you the link at the end of the session.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right. Okay, I'm not done screen sharing. All right, guys, one reminder, I'm an analyst by profession. Okay, so I unfortunately or fortunately, since 2002, I've been working as a consultant and an analyst. So my eyes are very pretty sharp to details. So small things catch my eye very easily. So be a little more smarter in your work. And when I was checking your assessment, I could see a lot of copy paste work, unfortunately. So that was not good. And just wanted to remind you that I have this habit of going into attention to detail. So it catches my eyes relatively faster. So that is a talk for another day. Let's start today. We did nested for. And today I want to talk about that exit statement. I think one day we had spoken about exit statement. Let's talk about that. And then we'll also talk about UI.
Ishani, small, because before we start, can we just have a revision of the things that we did yesterday? A quick 2 to 3 minutes roundup. Recap, yeah.
So yesterday we did not do much. We only worked on nested for loop. And what is nested for loop? It is a loop inside another loop that we are having. So there is no, like, there may be 2 loops or 3 loops. So just like in Excel, you have function and then you write another function inside it. Similarly, we can put a loop inside another loop as well. Okay. And the only thing that you have to remember, it is still going to do an execution in a sequential manner. But the inner for loop, whichever inner loop is there, that gets what is the right word? It gets recalibrated back to the initial value every time it runs, and it will go for a rerun. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is what we did. And so we did this question in which we said, okay, we found average expense for one project. Now, if there are 4 projects, what will be my average expense? So second, that was the only thing we did. Okay. Now, talking about the exit statements, what's the use of an exit statement? These are also very popularly known as break statement in other programming languages. So what is exit statement? It helps to exit, or it helps to end the program or loops. Okay. It helps us to end the program or loops based on a condition. So we have something called an exit sub. What this does, this ends the program. Then we have exit for. This will end the for loop and go to next executable line. And then we have exit do, which will end the do executable line. Same thing. To show you an example, let's take a very simple. Let's say there's an exit statement. I want to demonstrate how it varies. So dim I as integer, for I is equal to 1 to 10. And what I want to do is I want to show the value of I. So a message box, I, and next I. Okay, this is your simple for loop. And what will happen when you run it? It will keep on running for 10 times and it will show you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, till all the way to 10. Correct? That is what this loop will do.
Yes, yes, Ishani.
Yes, yes.
Now, if I put a condition in here that if x is equal to 5, then what we need to do? Then I want to exit the for loop. So I am saying exit for. So what I said was, what is the role of exit for? It helps you to end the for loop. So ideally, this loop should have run for 10 times. Now, if I'm saying if x is equal to 5, then exit it. So now how many times it would run? So if I press F5,
5 times.
5 times.
not,
I
oh, why am I taking
variable.
X, I? No, it has to be I. So F5. So it is saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 5th, it is showing message box, and then it comes over here. It's equal to 5, and it exits the for loop and comes here. So let me put this over here, message box, I once again. Okay, so I'm going to run again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is a part of your for loop. Then comes the if statement where it's checking what is the value of 5. Since it is equal to 5, it has to exit the for loop. So once it exits the for loop, where is it going to go? To the next executable line. And what is the next executable line? 5. Message box I. So that's the reason 5 is coming once again. Okay, so all it does, it exits the for loop. Now, if I would have replaced this for instead of a sub and run this program, now what will be the output? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then
Exit this program.
and exit the program only. So no, this next message box I will not run.
because
So exit sub ends the program and do exit for and exit do ends the particular loops in which you are working. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
okay.
Now, do you know how to find a number, whether it's a prime number or not? Taking back you
Number
to
divided
the.
by
So
number divided
basically, so number divided by what is a prime number?
One and
Prime
itself.
1 and itself. So prime number is which is divisible by 1 and itself. Now, how will you, like if I give you a number and I say check whether it's a prime number or not, so how will you do it?
If the remainder is zero.
But
divided
from
by-
what? So let's write
For
an
what?
algorithm. Yesterday we were discussing that it becomes difficult to think in such programs, right? So let's say we will get a number that becomes the first step,
yes.
right? What will be the second step? Let's say I gave you a number of 28. Okay, now what is the next step?
But now the number we can assign that number to I. That
No,
number is-
don't think when you're writing algorithm, don't ever think of the program. Never syntax, no programming language.
That number should be divisible by itself.
So that will be right. It all the numbers are divisible by itself and 1. So that is known. Now what you have to find out that if it's not a prime number, right? So how will you determine it's not a prime number? So what is not a prime number? If it's divisible by any other number
Yes.
apart from 1 in itself, right?
Yes. Yes.
So what is going to be, how will you check that? You will have to divide and see, right? And how do you check a divisibility?
You keep on dividing.
Remainder
until-
is zero, so we can.
Right, you keep on dividing with numbers and you're concentrating on the remainder being 0,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So first step becomes get a number. Second step becomes divide the number with what? 1, it's going to be divisible. Itself, it will be divisible from 2 to num minus 1. Can I say that? Can I say that? Try to divide the number starting from 2 and number minus 1, because 1 in itself, it will be divisible. Correct?
Hmm.
Divide the number by this.
Anything greater
I'm
than
not able to understand
one.
this. Shani.
So if I ask you that check whether 28 is a prime number or not, what do? We say, okay, 1 in itself, it is divisible. So we'll try and divide by all these numbers till 27. Correct?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Ashish.
Yes. Yes, Shani.
So you try and divide it by all the numbers. And what are we looking for? We are looking for the mod value with all these, right? So at any point, at any instance where you get a 0, what does it imply?
It is divisible by 2.
It is
It's not-
divisible by 2.
it's not a prime
divisible
number.
by
It's
4.
not a
It's
prime number.
divisible by 7. It's not a prime number. So any instance of 0 that you get in a remainder, it means it's not a prime number.
Okay.
Yes.
Correct? But the first thing is that I have to divide it by from 2 to 27. So I'm repeating the process of dividing the number from 2 to whatever is the number minus 1.
Okay.
Now is it clear?
Yes.
Right? And then we are saying look for remainder. Then if there is a remainder, then what do I do?
Its remainder is equal to
If
0.
remainder is 0, then
It
Declare
is
it as a non-prime number.
And
Not-
it is
not
not a
prime.
prime.
message.
right, we
Not-
can say not prime.
Yes,
Else it is
miss.
going to be prime.
Yes.
Correct? And display the output. Algorithm is clear to everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
We can do it. Yeah, Pratibha, she's actually correct, but I don't want to further confuse them. So just keep holding on to this process right now. So what Pratibha has written that, when you're looking for a prime number, you start from 2 to what I have told you is num minus 1. But in fact, you don't even have to go so far. If it's not divisible by num divide by 2, till that part also, then also it's considered as a prime number. So you really don't have to, for a smaller number, these two don't make a difference. But if I asked you, tell me if this is a prime number. So this is a very big number. So starting from 2, if I have to go all the way to 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 8, 1, it is going to take a lot of time to process. So from programming point of view, if we have checked till half of it, it is not prime. Okay, that's what Pratibha was saying. So for now, hold on to that. Now tell me, how do I get a number from the user?
Input box.
Okay. Divide the number by 2. How will I repeat this process of dividing the number by 2 and then 3, then 4, then 5, and so on and so forth?
Loop.
If and loop.
Count the number.
I'll have to put a loop, right?
Right.
Okay, so for loop and starting from 2 to whatever number divided by 2 we can say. Correct?
Number divided by, here we are using number divided by 1, minus 1.
Minus 1. Okay. For now, again, let's stick to this and then I made that. Look for the remainder. What should I use? If and mod?
Mod. If and mod, yes.
And if it's, this will be a work of message box, correct?
Yes.
Simple?
Yes.
Yeah. Now let's try to program it. Now you do the programming. And I'm going to put this everything that I've written so far in chat window. I know you can't copy from there, but for reference, because I'm just going to quickly log in into the quizzes. So if you need any help, you can refer to the notes, okay?
But Ishani, I want to ask one thing. If
Yes.
number is 27, suppose, and it is not divided by 2, and in first instant it will show
Say that again.
that if number is 27, it is not divisible by 2. Then number remainder will be 1. 1 will
Right.
come.
Okay.
Correct.
And it will
Then
not-
it'll move on to the next number.
Okay.
So it doesn't stop at 2, right? That's the reason we had to divide by all the numbers from 2 to num minus 1.
Okay.
Okay, we don't stop only at 2. I need to log into your account for quizzes. 99. Thanks. Bless you. So Shweta, what you done is right. Okay. But ideally you don't need the second if. So think about how can you improve on this thing. You don't need the second if at all.
I started like this, then I saw the algorithm that you wrote.
Okay. So think about it that, at any instance, if you get a 0, should you continue to go back in and divide by other numbers or not?
Yes.
So everybody has written the for loop. Have you all got the inputs and written the for loop?
Yes.
Yes. Till this part, it's all done. What you can see on my screen.
Shani.
Yes.
Yes, Shani.
Yes.
Right. Now, next, what is going to be there after this for loop?
If statement.
There'll be if statement.
There will be if statement. And in if, what you're checking, whatever is the number you
Mod.
took an input of, mod of it, because we are focusing on the remainder of I. Why I? Because I want it to be divided by 2, then 3, then 4, and going on till number -1. And I'm only interested if the remainder is 0.
Yeah.
No, let's say now between 2 to number -1, I get a 0. What does it indicate?
That it's not a prime
Not a
number.
prime number.
It is not a prime number. Correct. It is not a prime number. So I can put that in a message box.
Yeah.
Right. Now let's say I've got one instance where the remainder is 0. Should I go back and check for more? Or
No.
one is only telling
And
it's
if
not a prime number?
maybe exit if.
Then I'm going to exit or exit the sub only. Let's exit the sub. Yeah.
Exit the program. Right.
Yes.
Exit the sub because we've already said it's not prime, and let's exit the sub. And when this entire loop has, let's say, run, and at no instance you got not prime and exit sub, then it will automatically go to the next line.
Yeah.
And it will say it's prime number.
If the remainder is not 0, then it's automatically moves to next I.
Yeah,
Then
it'll
it's
keep on
okay.
running. And at no
Okay.
position it's getting a 0, then it means a prime number.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. So Shweta, this is what I was saying, that we really don't need another if. So first, and that will increase the processing also, right?
Yes, exit sub, yeah.
Because first you're busy finding how many zeros are there, and then you're saying, okay, it's these many zeros, that's why you're not a prime number. So even if one instance is coming, we can just stop the program completely.
This exit sub is something that I was not doing, but I figured it out, yes.
Yeah. And Faisal, similarly, the program that you made me do right now with range, you can use an exit sub there also. So if there is no NA, if the count of NA is not there, then exit the sub. Then why do you want to go ahead and put a condition of filter and filter the data?
Yes.
Right.
I
So
think
this is
that
helpful
would be-
there also.
Yes.
all these things, you might not feel that they are doing much of the work, but it actually reduces on your processing time a lot. So
Yes,
as much
actually,
as
Shani,
possible. Yes.
yeah, knowing a thing is something else and applying it is a different thing. So yes, you are right. I can know that there is a exit sub and exit if, but then whether it click at the right time when to apply it is something that we have to learn.
Yes, that only comes with practice. There's no other way to learn it.
Yes.
Could you please just for a few minutes repeat that exit statements once again?
Sure.
Because I was while making this program, I got confused in exit sub and exit
Sure.
loop.
So there are only 3 exit statements we work with. One is called exit sub, one is exit for and do. So for and do are loops, right? We have already worked with for loop. Today we'll start working with do loop also. So if you want to exit the loops, depending on which loop you are in, if you are in a for loop, you write exit for. But as soon as it exits the loop, whether it's a for or do loop, it will work on the next executable line. Guys, can you mute all the cute little participants need to be muted a little bit right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're working with for and do as a loop, it exits from the loop, but it is still running in the program. So whatever is the line after your for loop, it will work on that. Okay, but if you're working with exit sub, like the name indicates, it is going to exit the sub, means ending the program itself. So from that part, it will directly go to end sub.
So in this program, we use exit sub.
We use exit sub. Yes.
So as soon as we will get the remainder of 0, the loop should be end.
Absolutely. Because see, if let's say when I was taking an example of 28, right? In the at number 2 only I got a 0. So what's the point of still going and dividing it further? I don't have to. So as soon as I get only 1 0 only, it means it's not a prime number. So I should exit.
Got it.
Okay. Clear to everyone?
Yes.
Yes, Ishani. Yes, Ishani.
Arshad,
Yes.
Girish, Dhirendra,
Yes, Ishani.
Kameshwar, all clear? Manoj,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Pradeep.
Yes, Ishan.
Shyam, I don't know how much you're able to catch up, and I don't know your background. If you're coming from programming background, I'm sure you're okay, comfortable. But if not, then I don't know how comfortable you are. So do let me know wherever you need my help.
Yes, Ishani.
Okay. So now let's talk about do loop. I have the quiz open. So once we finish with the do loop, I'll come back to the quiz. So what is this do while loop? So remember we started that there are 2 types of loops. One is definite loop in which we exactly know how many number of times it is going to run, and one is conditional loop. So do while, do until, these all fall into conditional loops. Conditional loops as in based on a condition it will act, which will continue and will stop the loop if the condition is being met. Otherwise, there is no definite number of times that it runs. So how do we write this do loop? It's written as do while, the keyword, the condition based on which it will decide whether it's going to loop back or not, lines to repeat, and then loop. So how does this loop run? This loop runs while the condition is true. If the condition that you're given over here, it returns you a value of true, it will go ahead, execute the lines, go to loop, go back to do while, check the condition again. If it's true again go back and execute the lines, and it keeps on doing it till your condition becomes false. Okay, so same process. It is still looping. It is still repeating a number of lines or the process for your program, but it is dependent on the meeting a condition. If the condition becomes true, while the condition is true, it runs. As soon as it becomes false, it stops working. So tell me, what will be the output of this tiny program? Okay. Without running, without writing, I know this is a tiny program. You guys can easily write and run it. But without running, just logically think about it and tell me what will be the output of this program.
10, 20, 30, 40.
So the message box is outside the loop. So do you think you'll get so many message box? How many message box do you expect?
Only one.
Only one.
One.
Only one, right? So it's not inside the loop. So tell me what will be the output?
I is not equal to 100. So every time it will show a different number.
It can't show a number, right? Because inside a do loop, there is no message box. So it's not showing anything. It will only give
keep
me an
running.
output once it comes outside the loop.
Okay. So
yeah.
it will be 110.
No, it's
99. 99.
I think it will never come out of the loop.
Will never come out of the loop. Infinite loop, 99, 90, 110. 4 answers I've got.
Okay. Once the I value will be
101.
101.
It will give an error.
I don't know.
Why will it give an error?
It
No, I
won't
mean,
give
it's
an
not
error.
an error, but it will just stop running because when it will.
Why at 101? Because at
Because,
101
I
the
is not
condition will
equal
be
to
true.
100.
No, 101 is not equal to 100. It's true.
Ishani, the value would be 90.
Yes. 90 plus 10.
How will you achieve 99 by this addition is what I'm thinking. Plus 10, how will you get 99? If I would have done plus 1, that would have made
90,
sense.
I was thinking
90. Yes, 90.
90 because it's I, they're not equal to 100. So in
Which
I,
is
we
true.
take the
Which is true or not? If you're saying I is equal to 90, 90 is not equal to 100. True or false?
but 90 plus 10 is equals to 100.
That will happen later. First, you're saying I is equal to 90, it will show. So if I is equal to 90, 90 is not equal to 100. True or false?
So it will give 100 answer.
Till 91. 90.
Right?
Correct.
100.
It will
100.
give 100.
Yeah.
Why 100? Because what is the value of I over here? Do you remember?
Zero.
Zero by default.
So it comes over here, it says 0 is not equal to 100. True. So it will do 0 plus 10. New value I becomes 10. Comes back 10 not equal to 100. True. Again comes in increments by 10.
Answer
Let's say
will be 100.
So 90 not equal to 100, still true. Again it comes back, increments it by 10. Now what is the value of I?
So the
100.
ultimate message box
100.
is 109.
Now how are you getting 109?
90 plus
0
10
plus
is
10, 10, 10
100
increments.
only. 100
Yes,
only.
100.
90 plus
Why
10, 100.
9? When I becomes 100, it goes back and the answer is 100 equal to 100? True or false?
True.
No.
100 not equal, sorry, 100 not equal to 100.
False, false, false.
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 So it will come outside the loop. Yes.
Yes.
And as soon as it comes
Answer is
outside the
100.
loop, there is a message box, so it's 100. 99 and 192 is not possible. It starts with a
Okay.
0 and increments are a 10.
Okay. It will give 100.
It will give 100.
But
So if
Ishani,
I run
generally
this,
for the
is not
increment,
100.
But
Huh?
the
Ishani,
value
generally for the increment of a value of I, we use step word, right?
This is not for loop. It's a do while loop. There is no natural increment in a do while because it's a condition based loop.
So step is only used for the fixed looping.
It's only used for
conditional
for. So conditional loops are a little dangerous. Why it is dangerous? Because there is no definite counter that is controlling it. And if I make conditions which is not going to converge to a false condition, it keeps on running. Simple example, if I put 9 over here, now what will happen?
it will pause
Will
on
run
99.
for infinite.
It's an infinite loop. Now, luckily, since I've named it as integer, if I run it, I'll run into a overflow error. Thankfully. Otherwise, it was an infinite loop I created. Because at no point 100 value will be achieved for I when I increment it by 9. So we have to be very careful while using a do while, do until, go to statements, because all these, if not controlled, if the condition is not changing properly, then it can result in an infinite loop. And the problem with infinite loop is that if it runs, the only way to come back in your code or to make it stop is to shut down your Excel workbook completely. And if your codes are not saved, they're gone. So before you run a do while or a do until, try to save your workbook and then run the program. If not, it's not an infinite loop, good. If it does convert into infinite loop, close the workbook, open the workbook again and modify the condition.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do a tiny program of a already program that you've already written. You all have the service provider program?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so you all can copy it. And let's do one thing. This question somebody had asked me when I had given you this program itself, that at this point, what was happening in this program, that whenever a person gives an invalid number, if I give an invalid number, it used to say invalid number and stop, right? But what if I want to create a program that it keeps on asking for a number till I get a valid number, and then it gives me the service provider and then it exits the program. Okay.
Can you
Yes or
repeat
no?
that, Ishani? Can you repeat
Yes.
that?
So right now what is happening when I run it, if I give invalid, it tells me invalid and stops.
Right.
Right. I want it in such a way that it says invalid, but gives me another opportunity to put the phone number. And keeps on repeating this process till I've given the proper 10-digit number. And then it gives me the service provider and then it lets me exit the program.
Okay, Shani.
Right.
Put a do.
So do you know how many times a person will take to put a right 10-digit number?
No.
Depend
No.
on him.
It is conditional based, right?
Yeah.
Now, when will you ask a person when will you tell the person it's invalid? Based on what condition?
When len is
When it's
not
less
equal
than
to
10.
10.
Not
Very good. When len is not equal to 10. So can I do this thing? Can I say do while len is not equal to 10?
Yeah.
While this is true, keep repeating. That's an invalid number.
Yeah.
Right? And once it comes outside the loop, it will be a valid number.
Yes.
It will be only able to come outside this when you've given a 10-digit number, correct?
Yes.
Then all I have to do is check against my if function. Now, one thing I've not done. Can you tell me what I missed?
Yeah.
Line repeat something like line to repeat.
Line to repeat is invalid number.
And
no ends are there in do loop. It's only
After
do.
loop
Value of I,
Loop.
like you told in example,
Loop should be finishing
I
with
is equal to
Yeah, loop should be finished.
Loop has finished. Do loop. Do starts, loop end.
If it's invalid number, the loop
Very
will
good,
be
Pratibha. Yeah. Who was saying it? If it's an invalid number, Shikhar?
Yeah, if it's invalid number, the loop will be stopped right there only.
And valid number.
No, it should not stop, right? That's what I want. If it's an invalid number, I wanted to run it again and again.
And
Pratibha got it correct. Huh?
Else.
No else. There is no
Then
else.
it is valid number.
Now, what I've created right now over here, you know that? What is this? This is
See,
an
this is a
infinite loop.
message box. This will ask, keeps on asking the new number until we do not have input box inside the loop. It otherwise will not ask.
So we are not, see, the problem that is in this program, am I changing the phone number again and again? Am I asking the user again and again about the phone number?
No.
No. So if you've entered one time invalid phone number, what will happen to this program? It will just show you message box invalid, 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 and keeps on running like that. This is an infinite loop. So what should I do to improve it?
Ask again.
Ask again. Exactly. I need an input box inside it. Otherwise, my condition is not changing at all. And if the condition is not changing, it's an infinite loop I'll enter into. Very good, Pratibha. Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes.
Ishani.
Yeah, so if I run it, so if I get invalid, it shows invalid number. Enter the number again, invalid. You know, I can go on and on and on. Let's give a valid number. And it says Vodafone and out. Right? Okay. Any questions?
This is the only work of the indefinite loop. In this condition.
Conditional loops, not
Conditional,
indefinite.
sorry.
Conditional loops. We don't want to get into indefinite
Sorry.
loops. Yeah, this is the work of conditional based loop. A lot of time in your work in Excel. I'll give you another example. Remember when we started, we worked on this problem statement.
Yes.
You remember?
Yes,
Right?
yes, yes. Macros.
So over here, the number of records could have varied. It could be 100, it could be 1000, it could be 10,000. So how would a person come to know where to stop the loop?
If the next cell is empty.
When the next cell is empty. So what is that? That's a conditional loop. Right? So it will become a little difficult to say, okay, how many number of records are there? To find that is more difficult. So better thing is to say, okay, if I'm sitting in an empty cell, if my next cell is also empty, then stop the loop. So it's a conditional based loop. So how it would be written, I'll just show it to you. Don't get very worried about it. But this entire program, if I put a do while loop and I say active cell dot offset, and all these things you're going to learn, by the way, is not empty. Till the time it's not empty, do all these things. Okay. And as soon as it's empty, stop it. Right? So let me try. So the entire program was recorded by macro. And let's repeat this. And I'm going to add one more line. Like I told Faisal, that Excel does not know where to start. So I'm just going to put one line to show where is the active cell. So range A2 is where I want to start, dot select. Okay, I'll run this program now. What is a Control Shift C? So Control Shift C worked.
Ishani, why is it working? Because isn't it the loop finding the next column as empty and stops it?
Not yeah, so it has to work till two cells are empty, right? The cell on which you end up when you're transposing is already empty. I'm checking for the next cell is empty or not.
You can show.
Can you do an F8 and show?
Yeah, you can put two cells empty in between and then show.
Not two cells empty. Then it'll give me wrong records. Let's say this is this, correct?
Okay.
Or you want to see step-by-step process, how it is processing it, Faisal?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
Because it was the first class and I mean.
All right. So
really
I started from A2.
Yeah.
Okay. So this
really
is,
yeah.
That's okay. So I'm going to put my cursor somewhere else, right? Now let's see what keeps on happening when I run the code. I press F8. So it is doing range A2 dot select. So if I execute this line in Excel, do you see it went to A2?
Yes.
Yes.
Because of the range, yes.
Yes. Then I run this thing. Active cell offset 1 is equal to 1. It is showing the value that the value is 1. So it is not equal to empty. It's true.
Yes. Okay.
So it will enter the loop. So then I go F8. It is selecting this cell. It came to A3.
Okay.
Okay. Then F8. It is going to do the whole selection.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Then it's copying it. And after copying, it's moving one cell up. So now it has copied it. Now it is going to move one cell up.
Yeah.
So it has gone to A2. Yes.
Okay.
F8. Now it has already transposed pay special.
Okay.
Now
And
it has
delete.
to come back one step.
Oh, so
It has-
basically we are deleting the line. That's why it's
Yeah,
offsetting to the next
remember
line.
we were always deleting the rows, not even
Yes.
the whole row we are deleting. Then we're selecting and we're deleting the entire row. So we
Yes,
deleted the entire row,
Uh-huh.
right? And once we did that, it come back to a empty cell again.
Mhm. Okay.
Now what is going to ask? It's not asking whether the cell you are in is empty or not. It's asking is the next cell is empty or not. Okay.
Yes,
So
because
again
of the
it
offset.
became true. Yes. So again it became true. And then if I go back, F8, so again it's running. So it's working on the second one now.
Okay.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm over here now, right?
Yes, and it's empty.
Now, if I run this thing, it went straight to end sub. Why? Because this is empty.
Okay.
So
Because
you
of
saw,
the
so you saw, how we had recorded this entire program, and just using little bit of intervention of putting a loop around it, we made it compatible to our data sets now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's why I wanted you to know how to record a macro, so that at least coding, little bit of coding you can pull through recording, and little bit of knowledge if you get, like I have to teach you all these things. I've not taught you what is active cell, what is offset, what is range. Once you know these objects of Excel, then all these things will become relatively easier for you to understand the code and to write such code also. If I had to write this code, it will be even shorter than what you see over here on the screen. Macros tend to write larger codes. Human kind of trims down that code. So is it clear how do while works? Abhishek, Ashish, Faisal, Kshitij.
Ishani,
It does make sense.
Yes.
Ishani,
Yes,
can
Yeah.
you, it will be a trouble, but then can you just tell how the macros record and how does that do in short?
In short, there's no short for that. But we've done macro recording in the first session only.
Yeah, I was traveling on that day and network issue. I had just attended the half class.
Okay,
So
let's do this thing. Why don't you go through the video?
okay.
Right. And tomorrow, if you still have problem or you were not able to record, let me know. I'll repeat it.
Okay, fine.
All right. Okay. You want to discuss the quiz now?
Just before that, one question, Ishani.
Hmm.
Now the loop, do while loop was working because we have deleted the whole row itself. But
Yeah.
what if that is not the case? So is
But
there a way?
why wouldn't see? You have to understand that whatever we code is for a pattern. If the pattern was different, then my condition would be different. My working would be different.
Yes, but yes, you are right. I guess we have to delete those lines because otherwise the loop will continue forever because we are not deleting it.
Not ever, it will actually stop. It will never reach the second record. Because let's say if you had this kind of data, right? And you are copying it, you are transposing it, and then you are just clearing the cells. You're not deleting the cells. This is
It's
your
actually not deleted.
It's the row is not deleted, but it cleared the cell because we use delete of a keyboard. That is clear
Yes.
content.
Yes.
So if you
yes.
leave this, now the next cell is empty, it will stop working. It will not reach the second record according to the program we have. Okay. And plus there is a problem here, right? Why would I want so many empty cells when I'm trying to convert it into a structured data set?
Yes.
Empty cells cannot be there.
I guess Ishani, the question is, can we find out the last cell, the count of rows by the
Yes, we can.
itself?
We can. Yes, we can. But again, all these things, Faisal, will save till we reach the objects, because without data, if I teach you anything, or if without explaining all these things of objects, if I teach you anything, it is going to be very difficult for others to understand.
Yes, Ishani.
Okay, so just to, I've already mapped this out. The session plan I was mapping for you guys. So Like we did do while, so we have not finished do until and this. But by Thursday, we will get into objects. So one more day, tomorrow only do until and go to is there. And I'll introduce the objects also most probably. And then you will be only working on objects. And I've kept few days only for practicing. When you get to do with Excel, then instead of giving you theory, I've kept at least 4 sessions only for practicing, taking real life examples from like what Gunjan, Faisal, you guys are already doing it, picking your examples and making everyone do it.
Okay.
Okay. So just one more day and then you will be in better shape to understand everything.
Sure,
All right.
Shani.
All right. Okay, let's quickly discuss this quiz. So what is the macro used for? To automatically complete the series of Excel steps, correct?
Yes.
What Excel tools allow you to view and edit macro? I know a lot of people made mistake over here. It's not view macros. It's actually Visual Basic Editor, VBE, where you guys work. View macro is only the drop-down name. The name of the drop-down is view macro. But where can you view and edit the macros? It's VB Editor, Visual Basic Editor. Okay? So this is where a lot of you made mistake. And I think Gunjan, you also.
Me also.
A lot of you made mistake in this.
Actually, I was thinking about the macro dream rather than the code itself. That's
Right.
why I was dilemmatic
Actually,
about the both options.
because we got while you are teaching, you told us in view macro we can edit and got the option. So that's why we
No, I
mentioned
didn't say you can edit. I said, how can you edit? For that, you have to go to view macro and click on edit. Then where you can edit is actually VB editor only.
Yeah, that's why the view macro was in mind that all
Yes.
the option we will got there.
Yeah, others were easy, right? Ishani has never spoken about these 2 words, so this is out. A piece of macro that completes some task is called a sub, right? This was also easy. What is a variable in a computer program? I think this was also easy. Name given to a value. What is wrong in this loop? What is wrong in this loop?
Step
The reversible, so I minus 1.
I
So
minus
1 to 10.
minus 1 is not given. So will it even run?
No,
No.
Will
The
not
loop
run.
does not work.
loop does not
It is
work.
starting from higher number, it won't run.
Exactly. It won't run. The answer was the loop won't work.
Next I minus
And
1.
for that step, -1 or 2 should be there.
First
If
of
this-
all, you can't write the sentence next I minus 1. Again, that was a deliberate thing that I've put to play around with your thought process.
No, it
Can
will
you
run
write
if,
next I minus 1?
Yes, it is.
No.
Like
No, that's not the syntax.
You have to write step minus 1, not X next I minus 1. Correct? So this was
I
did it
think
on purpose.
we covered this example, but still we selected next.
That's okay. That's the reason we have assessments, right? To reinforce few things. Is the data type, which is if not mentioned, is default data type is? This was easy. Variant.
Yeah, this is easy.
How does one chain default increment in the for loop for 2
Step.
Step 2. Not XII step, none of the above, but step 2. What is the role of ampersand in VBA?
Concatenate.
To concatenate. Same as Excel. To concatenate. What is the correct statement in VBA? With an and. Remember, I told you 50 less than X less than 100. In Excel also we spoke about it. This is not possible in anywhere else but mathematics. In programs and softwares, this does not work. Ampersand is used for concatenating. So this will not work. If function, there is only one place for logical tests, so this won't work.
Actually,
Only
Shani,
feasible
the
was
second
this.
option works in Java.
In Java, but not in Excel.
Yes.
And not in backend of VBA also.
Ishani, did we cover this AND operator?
And operator or and function?
Yeah, sorry.
I guess I didn't write it out, but you're right. I didn't write it out anywhere.
One example, 0.5 or 0.3. In that you just told, but you have not written it.
I have not written it, but I would have.
Yeah,
I've
but you
told
have
you
told, I
that
remember you.
since since these two are, you know,
Yes.
you don't have to do a double check. I told you how you could write it. Yes, I do. Thank you. Kshitish tried. What if else if used for? This is easy. Checking
Yeah,
multiple
checking multiple
conditions. Which of the following character is not used as a variable name? None of these. So naming in Excel, naming in VBA is the same. You can't have special characters. The next was if you needed to execute some code repeatedly based on a certain condition, which of will you use? Loop. Same shortcut can be given to multiple macros, true or false?
False.
False. This was also interesting. What is the output of this program?
I've written even.
How will it come to even? What have I written as a first line on the top? Option explicit. Did I declare the variable num?
Oh, no.
I did not. It won't run. It's an error. It will not, it will give you an error saying variable not defined.
Okay.
Okay. Which of the following VBA windows show the code? This was easy. Code window.
Code window.
Code.
What is the output of VBA expression? This?
True.
It is going to give you true. Why? Because 10 is not equal to 0. So this is true. And since it's inside a or, the second one, whether it's true or false, doesn't matter. It will give a true as an output. Which data type in VBA is used for storing decimals?
Double.
Double.
So
Which
we
is
don't
not,
know.
we don't know.
No decimal value. We haven't done decimal value.
Single and double.
Oh, thank God, I'm
you-
writing my notes.
No, you have told. You have
Yeah.
told
Told
us.
us
I'm
single and
writing
double.
my notes.
Single and double.
Decimals,
We already
single and
discussed all the
double.
data types. Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay. I assure you, I would not have put any, I make questions myself. So there's no question which you would not have covered. Which is not a decision statement in VBA. All of them are?
Yeah.
So none of these, all of them are decision statements. So I think where you would have got confused is not word you just took out of
Yeah.
your mind and then you're thinking which all of them are decision statements, so which one to go for. Okay, this was also, I know I got multiple answers. Macro stored in personal macro workbook is independent of the workbook, right? Independent of the workbook.
That's independent.
It's independent of the workbook. It's not associated with any workbook.
It will associate
And-
with the Excel only.
Yes, procedures run or dash procedure runs automatically once triggered by action in Excel event. And keywords used to declare variable is dim. Dim x comma y comma z is integer. What is the data type of y?
Not defined.
Variant. There's
Variant.
nothing called not defined in VBA.
Yes,
So
yes,
variant.
yes, variant.
Which symbol is used to comment a line in VBA?
That's
Single quote.
Single quote.
single quote.
But
If state,
Ishani,
Gunjan,
in that question, dim x, y, z as integer, won't that give an error?
no.
By default, it's variant.
By default, it's variant.
Okay.
Even if you don't write option explicit, then even if you don't have a dim statement, then also it works in VBA, unfortunately.
Actually, I tried with the, writing down the multiple variable with comma, and then after writing down the data type, it shows error syntax, something like that. Not sure if something wrong with my code or.
It must be because of something else, because this statement works perfectly fine.
Okay.
Okay.
So the
If
z will be
statement
the integer, x, y will be the variant.
x and y is variant, z is integer, correct. If statement should always be followed by, I understand there's a small loophole. I saw a lot of people writing then, which now that I feel it's not incorrect, but I meant end if. I should have
End
said,
if.
how do you end a if statement? But then I was thinking I'm going to serve you answer on the platter only. How do you end an if statement? End if.
Yeah.
But even if you've written, then I will give you the marks. Yes, it
I
is
have
correct.
given. I have written end if.
I've also written end if.
Don't worry, I get detailed. I'll rectify over there. I get detailed answers from
Shani,
you.
what is the highest percentage?
It is 75.
Oh.
And who got it? VBA. I should not open it over here. I think Gunjan got it. Only 4 people have got more than 70 and rest did not get it.
75 is the highest.
I think. I don't remember, but I think. Gunjan, how much did you get?
Because
75.
80% is fail only.
75. Yeah, Gunjan got the highest. And then there are 4 people who got in 70s. So
Even I got 75.
you also got 75. So both of
Yes.
you must have got.
But it is fail only. According to the result, 80% is the pass.
I kind of agree with you on this one.
Yeah, it's fail only. That's why.
Because the rest of you actually, you need to study a little bit more. Sorry. Okay, guys, I know, it's a lot of work that your company and I am asking you to do, but trust me, this is for your own betterment. A company is investing a lot on its team members to give you new skill set. You don't have to go outside. They are ensuring quality. They are ensuring hands-on is there for you. They're kind of telling you to study. Please utilize this opportunity. Not all corporates work so hard as Genpact does on their team members. Trust me on that. I've been working with Genpact for a very, very long time now. All right. So a little bit of, even if you spend half an hour every day, you guys should be fine. But you need to spend that half an hour.
Yeah, Shani will do that.
All right. All right. So that's it. Any other questions?
Yeah, have we got the result for our final assessment? Which is
Pretty much. I'm left with only 4 and 5. But like I said, I was a little disappointed because, being an analyst for so long, I know exactly who copied from whom also, which is not good. So that result will go to your team, to L&D, Vinay, and then it's their decision what to do with it. But I was a little disappointed to see that how easy you made your life, which is not that difficult. The assessment was not difficult.
Yeah,
So
assessment was not difficult. Yeah.
It was just difficult. 2 questions.
In the assessment?
Yeah, there was like 2 tables.
Yeah. So anyways, I'll post the solution for assessment and I'll send. Yeah, MCQs have a different effect. There I can ensure no copy paste is happening. But anyways, all right. So I'll publish the results by today. I'll hand it over to Genpact team and then they can share the results with you. But a lot of you have got hundreds, by the way.
Oh.
This is good. All right. Any other question, guys?
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Then I'll see you tomorrow again at 2 p.m. and 29, 30, 2 more classes in this year. And then we meet on 3rd of January. So tomorrow we will finish with this do until and go to. I'll give you one program and then start with objects on Thursday.
Okay, Shani.
All
Okay,
right.
Shani.
Take care, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Shani.
Shani. Thank you so
Bye.
much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, Vikash. And one more person wanted to give the assessment, right?
Ishani, it's Kamesh already here. So yesterday I also missed the assessment.
Okay, so Ankita, Kameshwar, Vikas, just hold on.
Naveen here as well. Ishani, I was not available due
You're
to some
not given.
extensive family.
All right. Vinay, if you want, you can make me the host and I'll just give them the link once. Oh, but I've discussed the questions with you.
Ishani,
Why did it strike me earlier?
Ishani, sorry to interrupt you.
Yes.
Could you please share this to-do list with us? What have been completed?
What have been completed? I can. How will I'll put it in the LMS.
Yeah, sure. It will work.
Okay, I'll do that. But I can't
Thank
give
you
you
so
the link of your assessment anymore. I'll have to change it and give it to you. So probably next time. I completely forgot. You guys had requested ahead of time. I should not have discussed the answers. So I'll make it for tomorrow. That's fine.
Yes, Ishani.
Okay. All right. Tomorrow I'll give you the link for the new quiz.
Thank you.
Okay,
All
thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Ishani.
Bye,
Okay, thanks, Shani.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Sunny.
Thank you. I don't think so. It was bad result, to be honest.
It was because I know and the one statement I just tried it because it was out of time and I just wanted to submit on time. And that 90 or 10, I knew I'm missing 2 times error. I should not do that, but I just kept like this. So it was bad. I knew, but obviously
Okay.
when I didn't have my own laptop, I was struggling. But it is excuse for me because I didn't read at all.
No, how much did I score you? Hold on 1 second.
That day only I told to my husband, it is so bad.
No, you still managed.
Thank
You
you,
got
Shani.
you got 93, so that's not bad.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, I'll see you then tomorrow. Bye.